So we learned this past Sunday that Justin Fields is progressing. And a big thanks to that is because of DJ Moore and the true wide receiver one skills he brings. But Justin Fields can't throw to Moore every single time, unfortunately. And Chicago will need to take another wide receiver in the upcoming draft. Darnell Mooney is a pretty good wide receiver too right now, but we're unsure of his status as he will be a free agent after this season, so the Bears need to plan ahead. They also need a big body receiver. DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney are barely 6 feet tall, and they need a big red zone target besides Cole Kmet. On top of that, I don't think Chicago is going to keep the number 1 overall pick. I think they're going to trade it and get a haul, maybe get a veteran and a couple first rounders along with a second rounder that they don't have. So the chances of getting Marvin Harrison Jr. are low if that situation happens. But if they do get him, great. So we're going to get a second option for the Chicago Bears, and that's what this video is about. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Brody, and as always, thank you for tuning in. When this video was filmed on Monday, December 11th of the afternoon, the Bears currently held the number 1 overall pick via the Carolina Panthers and the number 7 overall pick. So again, we're going to act like the Bears don't have that number 1 anymore. Maybe they'll get a 8 between 13 pick along with having that 5 still. There's other key areas of need on this team, but wide receiver is one. And with either of those picks, there is one guy that I would take besides Xavier Legette and Marvin Harrison Jr. that could be a big body target. And don't be upset because the Bears would get a very impactful guy if they end up taking Rome Odunze. The 6'3", 215-pound wide receiver from Washington has a 4.37 40 time for a guy that big. It makes him more impactful than you can imagine. And the more I learned about him, the more I want him on the Bears. Again, if they don't take Marvin Harrison Jr. As we begin the show, make sure to smash that like button on this video. If you think that the Chicago Bears need another big-bodied wide receiver to complete the room, throw your thoughts in the comments section below who you would take if it's not Marvin Harrison Jr. And also, if you please could, smash that subscribe button with notifications to stay up to date on all Chicago Bears content. And thank you to today's sponsor, Freshie Organic Tequila Seltzers. 99 calories of grapefruit, guava, blood orange, habanero, or lime has never tasted so good. Go to the link in the description or the QR code in this banner in order to learn more about Freshie. Must be 21 or older to purchase. So we're not going to Italy, but we're going to learn a little bit about Rome and what he brings to the Chicago Bears. Currently at Washington, the 6'3", 215-pound wide receiver is a very athletic guy and expands offenses more than you know. Like I said earlier, he runs a 4.37 40 time, which is actually faster than Marvin Harrison Jr. He's a big-bodied wide receiver, and like I said earlier, DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney are only barely scratching 6 feet, so you need a big-bodied guy that can be in the red zone and also jump over for 50-50 balls. On top of that, he's a fantastic blocking wide receiver too. Equanimeous St. Brown likely won't be on the team next year, and he's a great blocking wide receiver, and he'll do great somewhere else if the Bears don't re-sign him. But we need to replace him, and he brings it. According to our friends over at NFLDraftBuzz.com, he has a 88.8 out of 100 overall grade, which in my opinion, I think he's a 90. His quarterback's QBR when they target him is 120.2. His hands is 86 out of 100, making him very reliable. Short routes, 88 out of 100. Medium routes, 92 out of 100. Deep ball catches, 93 out of 100. And blocking, 66 out of 100. That blocking one, again, is massive, especially if we end up losing Equanimeous St. Brown. And with how heavy running this offense has been the last couple of years, we need a big wide receiver to take out a couple guys upfield. In 13 games with Washington this year, he has not disappointed either. 81 receptions for 1,428 yards puts him at a 109.8 average per game and averaging 17.6 yards per catch. He also has 13 touchdown catches, and they have him ranked in 10 to 15 because of guys like Marvin Harrison Jr. in front of him. This guy would be a top 5 pick in any other draft. Also, he can rush the ball. Washington has used him like Chicago did against the Detroit Lions, where they just straight up did a little flea flicker to their wide receiver, and he actually has ripped it upfield, averaging 18.5 yards per carry and 1 rushing touchdown. When they do him on the 3 times they have, he's done a pretty good job. And what more do you want from that? A big body big-bodied wide receiver who controls his size well, according to scouts. A crazy 4.37 40 time for being that big. Kind of runs like DK Metcalf. He's also faster than Darnell Mooney too, if that puts it in perspective. Very strong hands that allows him to have little to no drops. Insanely good downfield vision, which is what the Chicago Bears need. Also allowing him to not give up as many overthrows to Justin Fields because of his size, speed, and vision. Large frame that allows him to beat out any sort of defensive back. I mean, not a lot of DBs are built that big, and if you put your hands up, he's obviously going to be able to win, along with also his great vertical of over 32 inches. Huge run blocker too, something that Chicago needs to replace with Economia St. Brown, and just overall a good attitude type guy, seems really nice in interviews and brings good locker room energy. I'm sold on him, and if you are too, again, smash that like button and put your thoughts in the comment section below. But with that, thank you very much for joining this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rody, and as always, bear down.